everybody, and welcome to another exciting, fun-filled, expeditious episode of Radiorama, where, as the name implies, I show you how to work on radios, amongst other things. And today we have a 1936 General Electric E-61, working condition unknown, even though I think it's been worked on because we've got this newer looking wiring and we got a newer cord. Now granted, it might have been a long time ago. In fact, it could have been such a long time ago that the replacement parts themselves have worn out. But I am going to go ahead and bring it up on a Variac. And it's important when you have a set powered by a transformer that you don't just yank them on. If there's anything wrong that could take out the power transformer, you want to know about it. So I'm going to put it on my metered Variac, isolated Variac. And usually what I do is I'll bring it up to at least 50 volts and then see if it's drawing anything significant, which it's not. That's a good sign. We'll just let it sit there for a minute. Meanwhile, let's go see. Okay, there is pilot light, so that probably means the filament string is intact. This guy's got all metal tubes. I kind of like to see glowing tubes, but whatever. All right, again, let's bring it up slowly. About 80% or 80 volts. It's drawing about half an amp. Seems normal. I don't think it's going to blow up. Let's go ahead and bring it up. Okay, well,
mammals, like some of these other ones, just eat.
Under or free.
The administration is threatening.
Quality. Clear dashboard.
It's actually slick.
Got some dirty controls, but other than that, it seems like it works okay. A little bit of a hum. The era of that cord looks like it could be from the 50s or 60s, so... And I'm wondering... Has this been refinished? Maybe, maybe not. If not, it's in awfully good shape. This came out of this hoarder's house. It was piled on top of a bunch of other crap, and so I'm glad we were able to save it. I don't trust anyone else's work unless I've seen it, so I'm not gonna assume that this is done right. So I'm gonna take the knobs off, take the screws out, unplug the speaker, flip it over, and see what's going on. Okay, well, definitely was done a long time ago. Got a bunch of 1960s era parts in here. These are probably even older. These are probably just older caps that someone had on hand. Maybe not this one. That's a Sprague's. That's not a Sprague. It's Olson. Olson was a electronics supply store back in the day. Two 10 microfarad capacitors. This thing's in really nice shape. Like, look at all that wiring. It's perfect. Okay, so I replaced the two electrolytics, and there's something weird I noticed here, is that the old electrolytic is still in the circuit. I'm not sure why that is the case. I'm going to look up the schematic to make sure there's not more electrolytics that are supposed to be in this circuit. I think there's only really two. If that's the case, I can just, like, cut those out. Okay, well, I took that capacitor out of circuit, and it works just fine. The only thing I need to do is replace this guy. This is the across-the-line cap, and I wouldn't trust that. And what it is that you've got two caps in one, and the ground is through this strap. So you've got a line here and a line here. So you've got two of the caps will be joined here to this ground. I mean, two ends of both of the caps will be going here. Then one end will go here, and one end will go there. Okay, so we got the cross-the-line caps replaced, and now what I'm going to do is clean the controls with a little electrical contact cleaner. Clean up some of that scratchiness. Alright, we'll get the tone control. Now we'll test it out again and make sure it still works. Alright, welcome to day 2 working on the GE. I actually had to call it quits early last night, but it does work fine. And you know what, like, I just noticed this has got a really big speaker for its size, so it actually sounds pretty good. You think about how old this is. A lot of radios from this era did not sound good at all. It's got a really nice sound to it. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean up the cabinet and clean up the case. They're kind of dusty. I'll take it outside to do that so I don't make myself sneeze. And then I'm going to add, I know a lot of you people are going to cringe, I'm going to add an audio input to it because it does sound really good. And if someone's going to enjoy using it, I'd rather them have more flexibility to actually listen to music. I mean, granted, there's a few music stations around here on AM, including that Spanish or language station, but not much music to listen to. And besides, a lot of people want to listen to their music and not whatever the radio might be playing. That cleaned up pretty good. Next, I'm going to oil the tuning mechanism, which appears to be gear driven. It's kind of hard to film this, but you just want everything to move pretty easily. You know, it seems like it's already moving pretty nicely, so this is just gonna, yeah, it just feels nice. So now that we've done that, it's time to move on to the cabinet. And I think what I'm gonna do, I might see if I have a Coke bottle 6F6 to put there, because I at least want one tube maybe to glow, or maybe not, I don't know, we'll think about it. All right, next thing I'm gonna do is work on the cabinet. I'm not doing it outside because it's kind of hot. I use this product called Old English, which hint, hint, wink, wink, if any executives from that company that makes this is seeing this video, then you should sponsor my channel. They probably won't. I only get like a couple thousand views, which is nothing in YouTube land, but that's not the reason I do it. I do it because I developed this habit of making videos during the pandemic, and I just never stopped. You can see the difference that already makes, and of course it's not going to be that shiny, but it really gets rid of a lot of the, you know, the imperfections. I'm going to go over the whole cabinet with this stuff. Alright, so clean it up. After, you know, getting my hands on it and getting up close to it, I can say with 100% certainty that is the original finish. It's just remarkable that it's held up this well. You can kind of see where it's a little darker behind these knobs. So the knobs kind of protected that wood from UV, and so it's a little bit darker under there. There's also some crazing and some cracks going on in the finish up here. It's just from old age, and that's kind of what I like to see. I'm gonna let that soak into the finish for a little bit, then we'll wipe off the excess. So now it's time to add the audio input to the chassis. All right, it's a little easier on these sets with the power transformer because the transformer isolates the chassis from electrical current. You would not want to do this on a hot chassis set, that'd be dangerous. It has an older style volume control, so I have the control for the volume is on the device itself through the Bluetooth. So anyway, I'll solder that in. All right, so we got this connected up here. I put a little glue there to make sure that is not going to go anywhere, and I put this cable through this hole here. So it's working pretty good. We can put the thing back together again. Anyway, like I said, I have to control the volume with my input device, which is my phone. This damn thing sounds really good. I mean, it sounds good for the sake of sounding good, like a nice piece of audio equipment. I think it's because, again, it's kind of a small-ish radio. But look how big that speaker is in that. That's like a 10-inch speaker. So I kind of think that GE was onto something. They were like, how about big sound in a small package? Okay, and it's a real solid radio. And again, the original finish on it is stunning. It's not my style. I'm not a huge fan of that grill, but maybe someone else will think it's cool. It's going to either go in our auction and go to one of our sales real shortly. All right, guys, thanks so much for watching. I know this is a short one, but there wasn't much to do. So until the next time a radio comes across my workbench, which will be very soon. See you guys next time. Bye-bye.